Hello everyone, my name is Cyber Prime, and welcome to the new series on this channel called The Think Tub. And today I am with my
I'm
good
here too.
friend of the channel, Turtle Guy. And today...
The ever popular menace of the Cyberprime series.
Yes, he's here, he's there, he's fucking everywhere. We can't get rid of him. But
Oh
today
my God,
we
look
are
at that
here...
R-rated language.
Yeah, R-rated language, because we are here to discuss The Suicide Squad, an R-rated movie, kind of. And it is a glorious movie. It is one of the funnest movies I've watched in a very long time. This is the movie that got me back to the cinema. Very good. We watched it together, actually, me and Turtle Guy. We did a spoiler-free review of it on the channel, which you can check out. But anyway, enough with that. Today we are here to pitch our ideas of spin-offs to The Suicide Squad directly.
Alright.
If this is vaguely successful, we could do more for the rest of the DCEU. But right now we're focusing on
Maybe.
The Suicide
But
Squad
you see,
and its core
there's a
cast.
reason we're pitching this. So you're like,
Exactly.
why are you pitching stuff for the Suicide Squad? If you didn't know, during the lockdown, Mr. James Gunn decided to write a show around about 8 episodes for Peacemaker, one of the characters in the show. He then pitched it to HBO Max, not knowing, hey, do you want it? And they're like, content, sure. So that's how the show got picked up. Originally, there wasn't a plan for the character to go on and do all the... Also, we're going to be talking about all the characters in the Suicide Squad, so I feel
warning.
Massive spoiler warning. So there's a spoiler warning. So Peacemaker dies in the movie, and I'm gonna guess he was supposed to stay dead, but the post-credit scene brought him back to life. So, the Peacemaker show, I think it's called... Oh fuck, it's Peacemaker, or that's what the art. I'm sure you could find it somewhere.
I hope it's called that.
Yeah, so it's called Oh Fuck, It's Peacemaker. It'll run for 8 episodes. It comes out in January on HBO Max. And there's a few little casting things that I know. So it has the 2 other tech or like support people from the Suicide Squad film. It has Peacemaker, and it will also have a few other random DC characters that hasn't been confirmed. And then one DC character that was confirmed to play the show. And that a lot of people were speculating that would be in the Suicide Squad. I don't know if Cyberprime wants to know the character or not.
I actually don't think I do, actually. But, the basis of this
there's the premise. You can have basically as many things as you want. Maybe, so you could have a character from the film, a character from the DC Comics universe that maybe hasn't been introduced or something, and then you can have like your supporting characters. Again, the series hasn't come out yet, so we don't know that much about Peacemaker, but when asked about this on Instagram and many other interviews, James Gunn said this might be the first of many spin-off series for the Suicide Squad film.
And I really hope that turns out to be true.
Listen, yeah, we're gonna do HBO Max and him a favor and come up with some
If we can
ideas.
help ignite the flames of their imagination, then
yeah,
that's all
some executive or even
if
some,
any of them
I don't
just
know,
see this video and enjoy it, then it'll make my day.
And they're like, oh my goodness, I have an idea for a beautiful series, and you know what that beautiful series is?
Tell me.
I'm gonna start off with my first pitch.
Go, pitch me.
Who doesn't like a buddy cop drama? Introducing King Shark and the Weasel.
That is not where I thought that was going.
Busting crime.
I don't.
No, I'm not sure who in this scenario would drive, or maybe they'd both be in a.
Who would be the good cop and who would be the bad cop? Or I mean, yeah, the good cop and the bad cop.
Like,
how do they become cops?
King Shark has some morals. That's just an analogy. They wouldn't actually be cops. I don't know. They'd be like.
Oh right, okay.
Giant animals, villains for hired services.
Well, I didn't see that one coming at all. Although that would be interesting.
King
you could
Shark,
introduce more characters like Man-Bat into that series if you really wanted to go full like animal on it.
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, there's a few other, like, we don't even know if the Peacemaker series has a villain of sorts. Maybe it does. Maybe of course,
say it does.
It does have a villain. He's called Peacemaker.
Yeah, but I'd say there's like an antagonist to the show.
Maybe so. Maybe that other supporting character I mentioned is the villain. Who knows?
Maybe.
Because the post-credit scene really hyped up that show. That had I can't fucking speak English.
No, yeah, but anyway, it's on to my next pitch, and this one is maybe surprising actually, but this is Javelin, the Olympic crimes.
Oh!
Javelin didn't look phased at all about anything that was going on. The shooting, the fighting, everyone dying, and he knew what he was getting into. He was at peace when he was dying, and do you want to know why? It's because he already made peace before. This wasn't his first rodeo on a suicide-style mission. He's... Maybe he was on another Suicide Squad, but I like to think it wasn't the case. I think that he created a legion of like super thieves and super criminals that went around from bank to art gallery to museum across the world in like really armed and deadly situations to steal stuff, and that's how he got the javelin, and that's why he's in prison. He was like
going. The show ends with like this whole deep explanation, because one of the jokes in the film is he's about to give the javelin to Harley, and he stops mid-sentence, and he's like, "If I ever die, give this javelin to my wife."
Yeah, or something like that. It just explains that. But yeah, I'd like to see that, and it would explain why Javelin is in prison, what he was doing, and it gives the opportunity to introduce a load of more super criminals and super thieves from the DC universe. Just globe-trotting, traveling the world and doing robberies.
You could go for those. You could go for those Vega heroes.
Exactly.
A lot of people have been wanting like. The only one that's first coming to my head is Condiment King, but there's a whole bunch of other ones that you could introduce in this film. Series. I don't know, maybe.
Well, it could be a film. But I think it would work better as a series, because there could be more robberies and more things that Javelin could plan out. Maybe he was like a master planner of like thievery. But then we never got to see that because he got shot when he got on the beach. But still, I think that could work. But anyway, what's your next pitch, my friend?
My next one is one I'm fairly confident is, and I hope is in the works. Is a Ratcatcher series.
Oh, I had an idea for this.
A lot of people, ever since the film came out, people have been going crazy about that character. Even the actress herself said she'd love to see the character maybe more villainous now, or like as a full-blown villain.
I think I saw that exact video. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you may have. But like, we could do a whole hodgepodge of stuff here. We could do some flashback stuff, maybe with Ratcatcher 1. Maybe do some stuff before she got into prison.
Maybe do some stuff.
Maybe some slight stuff after. I don't know. I feel like maybe we get Idris Elba for one episode.
The idea I had for a Ratcatcher show, Ratcatcher 2 show, sorry, would be about her and King Shark traveling the world and trying to fit in, and then maybe they're starting to try and actually.
Familiar to my one.
They're trying to kind of blend in, but people are scared of them and think they're villains. And maybe if she was trying to like actually get people to see that she's not actually that bad and she has a heart, but then every time they try to save something or do something good, it always ends up going horribly wrong, so then the world sees them as even more of a villain. So like everything just one disaster after another. I think it'd be a cool show. But if they wanted a more serious and a more kind of proper emotional driven show, I think a proper Ratcatcher show would probably be the better bet.
A solo one with maybe some flashbacks to the original Ratcatcher.
Yeah, exactly.
More explanation of how her tech and stuff works, maybe so. And maybe actually here's a little nugget of trivia just to keep you munching. So we all know Sylvester Stallone was the voice of King Shark. But for 500 points to win the game, who voiced Sebastian the Rat?
Oh god, it was the guy who did all the clones in Clone Wars.
Okay, technically you're right, but you don't know his name, so I get to keep all the points.
God damn it. I did know it though, I did know it.
Yes, it is D. Bradley Baker doing the voice and squeaks for Sebastian the Rat.
That's amazing, I love that. But yeah, I think
do you have another one, or is it my go again?
Before we go into that, realistically, I think out of all of the characters that kind of deserve a proper good like spin-off show, I think Ratcatcher 2 is the main one, in my opinion. But
it seems that everyone loves that character. Ratcatcher 2 and Polka Dot Man are ones that I see are really popular. I'm probably going to regret saying this. I'd be curious to see what you could do with a Polka Dot Man show, but I doubt it.
I don't really. There was stuff about an interdimensional disease, so maybe when he was back in Star Labs, you could tie it into Flash somehow, and it's just about him and his siblings doing stuff. But
MacGuffin alert, you could just go, I got swallowed into a dimension,
Yeah,
and
giant polka dot, and I
I
left a bit of my soup
survived.
behind. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like yeah.
But anyway, as for my next pitch, it is slightly more serious. Is Bloodsport Blood Money is what I've called it. I think that's a cool name. I think it rolls off the
Ooh.
tongue. This would kind of
Now
follow
would this be?
Bloodsport, maybe trying to. This would be set after the Suicide Squad, and it would be Bloodsport trying to possibly rekindle some relationship between his daughter. I know he didn't have necessarily such strong outward feelings about his daughter to her, but I think that he'd try, now that he's kind of changed-ish, he'd try and form some kind of relationship with her. But now the people, he was seen on TV, so now maybe some people that he put a hit on, or he was
TV
hired to
equals
kill,
famous.
some people that were relatives to them, or some people that work with them, now realize that he's out of prison. He's a free man. So they hire their own bounty hunters to go down and hunt down Bloodsport. So that
What
gives you
kind of
the
bounty
opportunity.
hunters? What kind of
Well, okay, maybe not a
vigilantes would
hitman,
you
I
be?
mean. You could do Vigilante. You could do Deathstroke, but if he's like stopped chilling on the Lex Luthor yacht for like 3 years. But more importantly, you could bring in Deadshot, and I think that would be amazing because that would give you like a matchup between the old Suicide Squad and the new Suicide Squad, and I think that would be really cool. I think that would actually be really sick.
Congratulations, Cyberprime. You've made the most expensive TV series known to man.
It would be so cool though.
Even the Disney Plus shows are like, damn.
It'd just
Yeah.
feel like Bloodsport trying to keep his daughter safe and like travel
So that's
maybe across
Idris
America
Elba,
or something.
It's Idris Elba,
Will Smith. And then other
all the
random
other characters you
hitman
wanna
characters.
cast.
Like I think it'd be really cool. I think it'd be
The
really
name
cool.
of the daughter character, if you wanna go that route, the actor's name escapes me.
I think it would be a cool show. Expensive,
Sounds like
yes.
a cool
Maybe
show,
it would be a better
yes,
movie,
expensive.
maybe. But I think it would be cool.
Congratulations, you made a Suicide Squad sequel.
Well, no, he wouldn't be in the task force. It would just be.
I mean, here's
him
one thing
free.
I would quite like. That is
What?
just very much from the side of my brain. I'd love if they did a comic accurate suit, because I feel, well, Peacemaker's is actually incredibly comic accurate, but I feel like any of these spin-off shows, even though most of them are comic accurate, I'd love for Bloodsport to get like a really comic accurate one where it's just the red bandana over his face.
I mean, he could do that if his nanotechnology got destroyed during it. Maybe Deadshot manages to injure it and destroy it a lot, so he has to like kind of Rambo it in a forest, and he has to kind of like use whatever he can find. Maybe I don't know.
Test those skills. Even though I'm gonna make a bold-ish statement. I don't know. Apart from the Ratcatcher series, I'm gonna guess any of the ones that survived like near the end, like your Bloodsport, your Harley Quinn, and your King Shark, will probably be seen again on the silver screen. But I don't know.
I hope so.
These spin-off shows, they're new ground. So much new ground. Here's my spin-off series.
Okay,
Totally.
tell me.
All right. This is just an idea I very much came up with off the cuff. A Bell Rev centric series. So the prison that they're in at the start of the film, but
Very
maybe
interesting.
something centric around that, or maybe like, I don't know, maybe almost like a documentary style. See, I'd change it up.
That'd actually be really
a buddy
interesting.
cop.
You could do a really cool thing with that, as if it's kind of like The Office, and it's following like the workers in the prison, but like in the background, there's like all the supervillains and stuff. That'd also be a great way to bring back like Killer Croc or other people from the first movie.
Maybe. Yeah, and also, again, you never know what time these things are set at, or you could just play it off, and then one of the characters that was dead either shows up because it's in the past, or shows up with severe injuries.
Yeah, like, oh man,
TDK just limping around without his arms.
TDK wasn't officially killed off on screen. He was very close, but he was officially not killed off. And that leads me to my next
we
pitch.
put all this work and effort into this video, we get a reply back, hey, TDK is dead.
Oh. Well, that leads me on to my next pitch. And this is probably my last pitch for the video. Actually, my second last pitch. I have one more to end it off. But this one...
I have no more. My brain empty.
Okay, well, I have two more.
Go next.
This one is... the name is subject to change, so HBO Max or James Gunn, you feel free to go wild with this.
Yeah, I
But
feel
as
like
of
they
now,
could come up with, wow, King Shark and the Weasel. It's a damn good name.
this one is probably better if I say so myself. This is The Stupendous Adventures of Weasel and TDK, or you could simply call it The Survivors. This would follow these two
They're
members
not my
who survived.
character intellectual property, but still, I feel robbed.
Yeah, this would follow these two characters, the two survivors, that somehow have to meet up on the island, and they realize that the world thinks they're dead, and Amanda Waller thinks they're dead because she hasn't blown up their heads. So it follows them trying to find a way to get the chip out of their heads and become free men, or a free man and a free weasel, and that's just the plot of the series. If they wanted to keep it dark, it could end up with Amanda Waller realizing, oh shit, I forgot to turn them off, and then getting their heads blown up at the end. But it's just, they could go wild with it. They could do whatever they want. They could meet whoever they want. They could meet any evil scientist like Dr. Pig, Professor Pig, maybe? Is that what he's called?
What would he be doing on a foreign island?
Well, holidays, my guy.
I'm liking holidays. Well, I'm gonna latch onto this a tiny little bit.
Yeah, feel free, go ahead.
Like a roach or a rat. So I had a rough idea, but I didn't have anything you could do with it. But I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna latch onto your idea. I had in this series that maybe is the aftermath after all the stuff in the island. Like, what the fuck do you do after a giant fucking starfish
The cleanup
invaded your island?
Oh
And
yeah,
like,
it follows Soria.
Giant starfish, yeah. So Soria, after like the whole political thing, there's so much you could kind of just, the whole aftermath type dealie. A little bit of her. Maybe she's working with TDK and
Weasel.
Weasel.
Oh
yeah,
god.
I mean, Nathan Fillion has good character work. He's like, Weasel, why do you do the things you do?
Oh god. I'd love that. I think that'd be great.
Yeah.
I'd watch that
DC's
show.
popular with their animated series.
Yeah, you could easily
Weasel
do
and TDK.
Yeah, an animated
Or just
one.
Weasel the animated series. We got Batman
Featuring
the animated
TDK.
series. We got Superman the animated adventures. And now it is time for Weasel the animated series.
Arguably the peak of the DC content. But my last idea is for possibly a sequel to the Suicide Squad, or it could be a spin-off. It's whatever you want. But this would be called The Suicide Squad Right Back at Ya, or AKA Boomerang Resurrection, which would follow Captain Boomerang somehow being resurrected through any means, whatever you can bullshit way right through it, like sorcery, resurrection,
name one.
nanites, zombie, but then turned into a person. Turns out that was
The
Captain
Arrowverse
Boomerang's
called
twin
it.
brother. That
Wonder
never
MacGuffin
happened. It turns out
There's nothing on this universe that can resurrect. There's no Lazarus Pit.
Yeah, the Lazarus Pit. It's about Amanda Waller wanting to. No, Amanda Waller wants to get control of the Lazarus Pits for her own means. So in order to test that, they dump a body in there, and it's one of the bodies from the prison that they cleaned up. And it turns out that was Boomerang. He gets brought back to life. Bada bing, bada boom. They probably shoot him in the head afterwards.
No, it's even stupider. Like they're on the island and they're just cleaning up. And then
it just turns out he's not dead. He's just severely injured.
No, they just dunk him into some sewage or something, or dunk him into a river.
It becomes radioactive. His body merges with the Starro stuff, and then he just comes back as a super soldier.
No. Not even Starro. He gets tossed into a swamp.
Swamp Thing.
Boomerang Swamp Thing.
Boomerang Swamp Thing is also a buddy cop that I would like to see. But anyway, I think they are good pitches. I think we did a good job.
Done too much.
But there's no such thing as too much. You can't really go overboard with the Suicide Squad. You can only keep on going up and up and up, go more and more extreme. But I think we did a good job. HBO Max and James Gunn, if you ever watch this, I hope you enjoyed this. Maybe it'll spark some sort of imagination.
Up, Maybe, if you want more expansion on the stupid ideas we've had.
Yeah, if you like this, viewers,
spin-off,
we can do
I would be shocked if there was a spin-off, and it was nothing from this. I know I didn't mention Harley Quinn, but Harley Quinn is kind of like forever in the films.
Yeah, I'd say she'd be more film-wise.
Watch them do a Harley Quinn live-action series.
Well, I mean, that'd that would be also very cool to watch. I think that would be very
Well,
interesting.
they have the animated series, so hopefully not.
Yeah. But anyway, I've been Cyberprime. He's been Turtle Guy,
I've
and
been
we
Turtle Guy.
have enjoyed the Suicide Squad, and we've enjoyed coming up with these ideas as well.
Perhaps.
I don't think it's too
Yes,
much. I don't think it's too much to enjoy the movie. It was
I
very,
didn't
very good.
say.
But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. If you'd like to see more videos like this, be sure to like and subscribe down below, and let us know which of our pitches you thought was the best. And let us know any ideas you have yourself in the comments below. We'd be very happy to hear that. And thank you all so much for watching. We really do appreciate the support. Goodbye, and roll out.
Bye bye now.